The Greek educational system is mainly divided into three levels: primary, secondary and tertiary, with an additional post-secondary level providing vocational training. Primary education is divided into kindergarten lasting 1 or 2 years, and primary school spanning 6 years. Secondary education comprises 2 stages. Gymnasio, a compulsory 3-year school, after which students can attend Lyceum or vocational training. Higher tertiary education is provided by universities and polytechnics, technological educational institutes and academies which primarily cater for the military and the clergy. Undergraduate courses typically last 4 years, postgraduate courses last from 1 to 2 years and doctorates from 3 to 6 years. All levels are overseen by the Ministry of Education and Religious Affairs. The ministry exercises centralized control over state schools by prescribing the curriculum, appointing staff and controlling funding. Private schools also fall under the mandate of the ministry, which exercises supervisory control over them. At a regional level, the supervisory role of the ministry is exercised through regional directorates of primary and secondary education, and directorates of primary and secondary education operate in every prefecture. Tertiary institutions are nominally autonomous, but the ministry is responsible for their funding and the distribution of students to undergraduate courses. Currently, the Greek government only recognizes the degree programs offered by the state-run universities, although there are several private universities and colleges offering degree programs that are validated and overseen by American, British and other European universities. The Greek government is pressured to recognize these overseas programs. All levels of education are catered for by both private and public schools. State-run schools and universities do not charge tuition fees and textbooks are provided free to all students, although, from 2011 onwards, there has been noticed a shortage in new textbooks, forcing students to either buy stock books from bookshops or participate in parent-teacher association-run book trades. There are also a number of private tutor schools, colleges and universities operating alongside the state education and providing supplementary tuition. These parallel schools provide foreign language tuition, supplementary lessons for weak students as well as exam preparation courses for the competitive Panhellenic national examinations. Most of the students typically attend such classes at the tutor schools in the afternoon and evening in addition to their normal schooling. The Greek education system has been criticized over the years by Greek people for various issues, like difficulty levels of the exams during Panhellenic examinations, number of teaching hours in schools, etc. Primary education. Elementary schools are called Dimotiko, a carryover term from a time when such schools were run by local communities. The name remains although it has been obsolete for decades. In the first 2 years, pupils are not officially graded, and parents obtain feedback about their performance via oral communications with teachers. Grading begins in Year 3, and written exams are introduced in Year 5. Graduating from one year to the next is automatic, and pupils with deficient performance are given remedial tutoring. Years are called classes, from 1st to 6th. Year 1, age 6 to 7. Year 2, age 7 to 8. Year 3, age 8 to 9. Year 4, age 9 to 10. Year 5, age 10 to 11. Year 6, age 11 to 12. A normal school day starts at 8.15 and finishes from 14.00 to 16.15 depending on the school. The classes last between 40 and 90 minutes. The school year always starts on September 11th and ends on June 15th. The students have summer vacation, Christmas vacation and Easter vacation. Furthermore, students take usually another 4 days off in order to celebrate their 2 national holidays. Basic subjects: Modern Greek language, mathematics, environmental studies, physical education, music, art, theatrical studies. flexible zone, English, additional subjects, physics, geography, history, religion, social and political studies, second foreign language. Grading system. First year, no grades. Second year, no grades. Third year, AC. Fourth year, AC. Fifth year, 1 to 10. Sixth year, 1 to 10. Enrollment to the next tier of compulsory education, the gymnasium, is automatic. Secondary education. Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Pi Rho Omega Tau Eta Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. First grade, age 12 to 13. Delta Epsilon Upsilon Tau Epsilon Rho Alpha Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. Second grade, age 13 to 14. Tau Rho Iota Tau Eta Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. Third grade, age 14 to 15. Starts on September 11th and ends on June 15th to 18. The lessons end in the second week of May so that the students will be able to study for their examinations between May and June. The classes start at 8.15 and end from 13.45 to 14.15 according to the type of school. Classes last from 30 min to 45 min. And there are breaks of 10 and 5 minutes between them. There are 6 types of gymnasiums in Greece: general gymnasium, athletic gymnasium, musical gymnasium, art gymnasium, experimental gymnasium, church gymnasium. The subjects for 1. Pi Rho Omega Tau Eta Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. First grade of gymnasium. Modern Greek language, modern Greek literature, ancient Greek language, ancient Greek literature, mathematics, physics, biology, geography, history, religion education, English language, second foreign language, French or German, technology, computer studies, music, art, physical education, home economics, project. 2. Delta Epsilon Upsilon Tau Epsilon Rho Alpha Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. Second grade of gymnasium. Modern Greek language, modern Greek literature, ancient Greek language, ancient Greek literature, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, geography, history, religion education, English language, second foreign language, French or German, technology, computer studies, music, art, physical education, home economics, project. 3. Tau Rho Iota Tau Eta Gamma Upsilon Mu Nu Alpha Sigma Iota Omicron Upsilon. Third grade of gymnasium. Religion education, ancient Greek literature, ancient Greek language, modern Greek language, modern Greek literature, history, social and political studies, English language, second foreign language, French or German, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, physical education, music, art, computer studies, scholastic vocational guidance. Gamma Epsilon Nu Iota Kappa Omicron Lambda Epsilon Kappa Epsilon Iota Omicron Pi Rho Omega Tau Eta Lambda Epsilon Kappa Epsilon Iota Omicron Upsilon. First grade, age 15 to 16. Delta Epsilon Upsilon Tau Epsilon Rho Alpha Lambda Epsilon Kappa Epsilon Iota Omicron Upsilon. Second grade, age 16 to 17. Tau Rho Iota Tau Eta Lambda Epsilon Kappa Epsilon Iota Omicron Upsilon. Third grade, age 17 to 18. On September 2013, the Minister of Education, Lifelong Learning and Religious Affairs Konstantinos Arvanitopoulos officially announced the historic recreation of the General Lyceum. On September 12, 2013, the new system was introduced to the new students of the first grade of General Lyceum. The subjects for 1. Pi rho omega tau eta gamma epsilon nu iota kappa omicron upsilon lambda epsilon kappa epsilon iota omicron upsilon. First grade of General Lyceum. Subjects are General Education, Ancient Greek, Modern Greek Language, Modern Greek Literature, Algebra, Geometry, Physics, Chemistry, Biology, History, Political Studies, Religion, Education, Project, Foreign Language, English or French or German. Physical Education. Subjects of selection, Applications of Computer Science, Geology and Management of Natural Resources, Greek and European Culture or Art Education. 2. Delta epsilon upsilon tau epsilon rho alpha gamma epsilon nu iota kappa omicron upsilon lambda epsilon kappa epsilon iota omicron upsilon. Second grade of General Lyceum. Subjects are General Education, Ancient Greek, Modern Greek Language, Modern Greek Literature, Algebra, Geometry, Physics, Chemistry, Biology, Introduction to the Principles of Science of Computers, History, Philosophy, Political Education, Religion Education, Project, Foreign Language, English or French or German. Physical Education. The students can choose one of the two orientation groups, the Humanities or the Sciences. Subjects of the Humanities orientation group, Ancient Greek Language and Literature, Basic Principles of Social Science. Subjects of the Sciences orientation group, Physics, Mathematics. 3. Tau rho iota tau eta gamma epsilon nu iota kappa omicron upsilon lambda epsilon kappa epsilon iota omicron upsilon. Third grade of General Lyceum. Subjects are General Education, Religion Education, Foreign Language, English or French or German. Physical Education. History, Greek Language. The students can choose one of the three orientation groups, the Humanities, the Economical, Political, Social and Educational Studies and the Science Studies. After choosing one of these orientations, the students must choose one group of specialization based on the orientation group they have chosen. Humanities, Humanitarian and Law specialization group. Subjects: Ancient Greek Language, Latin, History, Economical, Political, Social and Educational Studies. Economical, Political and Social Specialization Group or Educational Specialization Group. Subjects of the Economical, Political and Social Group: Mathematics and Statistics, Finance and Administration, Social and Political Sciences. Subjects of the Educational Specialization Group: Mathematics and Statistics, Natural Studies, History, Science Studies, Healthcare Science Specialization Group or Science and Technological Specialization Group. Subjects of the Healthcare Science Specialization Group: Biology, Physics, Chemistry. Subjects of the Science and Technological Specialization Group: Mathematics, Physics, Chemistry. Panhellenic National Examinations. As mentioned above, the students must take the Panhellenic National Examinations to proceed to the higher tertiary education. These exams are held after the students have received their apolitirin. The students pass into a specific higher educational institute based on the orientation and group chosen. Private schools. There is a wide range of private schools in Greece. 6% of students who attend compulsory education study in private schools. Tuition fees start from €1,500 to €13,000 according to the school and the year. School elections. From the 5th year of the primary school to the 3rd year of Lyceum, elections are held. Elections in primary schools, they are held every September. All the students are obliged to elect 2 presidiums for each class who rule until January, when the other one succeeds the first. The role of these presidiums is to primp the classrooms for the national holidays and for Christmas. Furthermore, they transfer the complaints of each student to the school authorities. There are 4 positions: the president, the vice president, the general secretary, the treasurer. Elections in gymnasiums and lyceums, they are held every September, and they are also divided in 2 parts. In the first part, every student elects the presidium of his/her class. The class presidium has 5 members: the president, the general secretary, the treasurer, the first member, The second member. In the second part, students elect a school council which has 15 members and represents the students. Its role is extremely important in every school because the school council takes significant decisions for all the students. The school council has 15 members. The school president, the vice president, the treasurer, another 12 members. Tertiary education in Greece. Alpha Nu Omega Tau Alpha Epsilon Kappa Pi Alpha Iota Delta Epsilon Tau Iota Kappa Alpha Iota Delta Rho Epsilon Mu Alpha Tau Alpha EI. Higher educational institutes are consisted of two parallel sectors, the universities and the technological educational institutes. In addition, colleges collaborating with foreign universities can offer undergraduate and postgraduate UK foreign programs of study in Greece, under the proper registration with the Greek Ministry of Education. Usually, these programs are provided following franchise or validation agreements with universities established in other European Union countries, primarily in the UK, leading to degrees which are awarded directly by those universities. In some cases these institutions are wholly owned and operated branch campuses of foreign institutions, as in the case of the University of Indianapolis, Athens campus. List of universities in Greece according to the European University Association. Austerity measures imposed after the 2010 bailout halved public funding for higher education in real terms between 2009 and 2014. Greece now spends an average of €545 per student. Spending cuts were such that 8 Greek universities, including the University of Athens, had to close down temporarily in fall 2013 because they lacked the staff to keep the university running. Private education. There are public and private demotica, gymnasia, lyceum. Some of them are for foreigners, usually children of British or American families. For example, see American community schools. Public and private IEK. According to the Article 16 of the Greek Constitution, private tertiary education was not allowed in Greece. However, there were some laboratories of free studies, often franchises of foreign universities, sometimes non-profit organizations, which advertised themselves as private universities or as centers from public universities abroad. For example, CDEI College, University of London International Programs and UCLan, IST, College, University of Hertfordshire, New York College, BCA Business College of Athens, Alba Graduate Business School, University of Wales, Bangor, Mediterranean College, Durham College, Athens Information Technology Center of Excellence for Research and Education etc. Following changes in the Greek legislation, in 2008 and 2010, private organizations, referred to as colleges, have been authorized to offer foreign undergraduate and postgraduate programs under the monitoring of the Greek Ministry of Education. For example, Icon College. All levels are overseen by the Ministry of Culture, Education and Religious Affairs, which exercises centralized control over public schools by prescribing the curriculum, appointing staff, and controlling funding. The ministry exercises a supervisory mandate over private schools. At a regional level, the supervisory role of the ministry is exercised through regional directorates of primary and secondary education, and directorates of primary and secondary education operate in every prefecture. Tertiary institutions are nominally autonomous, but the ministry is responsible for their funding and the distribution of students to undergraduate courses. Currently, the Greek government only recognizes degree programs offered by the state-run universities, although there are several private universities and colleges offering degree programs that are validated and overseen by American, British and other European universities. The Greek government is pressured to recognize these overseas programs. All levels of education are catered for by both private and public schools. State-run schools and universities do not charge tuition fees and textbooks are provided free to all students, although, from 2011 onwards, there has been noticed a shortage in new textbooks, forcing students to either buy stock books from bookshops, or participate in parent-teacher association-run book trades. There are also a number of private tutor schools, colleges and universities operating alongside the state education and providing supplementary tuition. These parallel schools, called frontisterio, provide foreign language tuition, supplementary lessons for weak students, as well as exam preparation for the competitive Panhellenic national examinations. Most of the students typically attend such classes at the tutor schools in the afternoon and evening in addition to their normal schooling. Vocational education and training. IEK. Iota Nu Sigma Tau Iota Tau Omicron Epsilon Tau Omicron Epsilon Pi Alpha Gamma Gamma Epsilon Lambda Mu Alpha Tau Iota Kappa Eta Sigma Kappa Alpha Tau Alpha O Tau Iota Sigma Eta Sigma. OEK is the government organization which oversees these institutes. Privatees. Disambiguation needed. Schools often offer seminars and one-year vocational programs, usually for computing or business studies. Young Greeks can seek private vocational education using the computer software products Europhasma and Kefalio.